Northern California, late 1960s. Fear gripped the Bay Area. A killer calling himself Zodiac stalked the night. His targets were young couples. 5 confirmed murders. 2 who barely escaped with their lives. The Zodiac Killer became a terrifying enigma. The first victims were David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen. They were on their first date. The Zodiac shot them on December 20th, 1968. The killings continued into 1969. Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau were attacked in July. Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell were stabbed in September. Paul Stein, a cab driver, was shot in October. The Zodiac taunted police. He sent letters to newspapers. The letters were chilling. They contained ciphers and cryptic symbols. The Zodiac claimed responsibility for the murders. He threatened more violence. The letters terrified the public. Fear and uncertainty lingered. The Zodiac Killer was never caught. The case went cold. Decades passed. The mystery of the Zodiac remained. It became one of America's most infamous unsolved cases. Forensic science was in its early stages during the Zodiac killings. DNA analysis did not yet exist. Investigators relied on fingerprints, ballistics, and handwriting analysis. The Zodiac, however, was cunning. He left little evidence behind. Fingerprints were scarce, the crime scenes were often outdoors. This made it difficult to obtain usable prints. The few prints that were found did not match any suspects. Ballistics provided some clues. The Zodiac used a 9mm Luger pistol. This linked him to several of the crimes. However, the gun itself was never recovered. The Zodiac's letters offered potential breakthroughs. Handwriting analysis was employed. The letters also contained traces of DNA. This DNA, however, was too degraded for analysis at the time. The ciphers were perhaps the most tantalizing clues. One cipher, solved in 1969, revealed the killer's twisted thoughts. It did not, however, reveal his identity. Despite the efforts of investigators, forensic science alone could not solve the case. The Zodiac's identity remained a mystery. The lack of advanced forensic techniques at the time hampered the investigation. Over the years, numerous suspects emerged in the Zodiac case. Arthur Lee Allen was a prime suspect for many years. Circumstantial evidence linked him to the crimes. He owned a Zodiac brand watch. He lived near some of the crime scenes. Witnesses provided inconsistent accounts linking him to the case. However, Allen was never charged. DNA and fingerprint evidence did not match. Another suspect, Gary Francis Post, was identified by amateur investigators in 2021. They claimed to have solved a cipher that pointed to Post. However, law enforcement has not confirmed these claims. Evidence against Post remains circumstantial. Other potential suspects have been investigated. These include Earl Van Best Jr., Louis Myers, and Ross Sullivan. However, none of these individuals have been definitively linked to the crimes. The lack of concrete evidence and the passage of time make it difficult to investigate these leads. The Zodiac Killer's identity remains unknown. The evidence against the suspects is either circumstantial or inconclusive. The mystery continues to intrigue and frustrate investigators and amateur sleuths alike. The Zodiac Killer case remains a chilling reminder of the limits of justice. Despite decades of investigation, the killer's identity remains unknown. Forensic science, though limited at the time, played a crucial role in the investigation. It helped to analyze the evidence and rule out potential suspects. Today, advances in DNA technology offer new hope for solving cold cases. DNA analysis has become more sensitive and sophisticated. It is now possible to obtain DNA profiles from degraded samples. This technology could potentially be used to re-examine evidence from the Zodiac case. Investigators remain hopeful. They continue to search for new leads and re-examine old evidence. The hope is that one day, through the persistence of investigators and the power of forensic science, the mystery of the Zodiac Killer will finally be solved.